Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're doing a playthrough of Combat Volume 2. It's an expansion for Combat. This is my scenario booklet. And I need to make a correction that I got wrong in my unboxing video, and an apology to the game designer. His name is Ross Mortel and I called him Ron Mortel. So Ross, hopefully you'll forgive me for that. That's what I get for reading the box from a distance. And of course we're published by Compass Games. I am going to, we're going to play, sorry, go back a page. We're doing Scenario 12, Overrun. Now the reason I chose Scenario 12 is it introduces armored vehicles. So for the Germans, it gives me a chance to show how they're going to work and and I have a bazooka team. This is December 44, Belgium. We're in the map 5, the woods, and this was supposed to be a quiet sector. The enemy that went in the cup is the blue, red, yellow, and white team, all of them from 1 to 18 plus 5 dummies. And then the Panzer 4H's there on the board, and their crews. I randomly selected all the crews. There's 5 crew members per tank, so I put it all in. I drew a commander for each tank, you know. We set up, I rolled for all the initial orders. I put the panzers in their spots. I gave their crew members orders that got orders. Set the hatches to open. I'll show you that here in a minute. Selected my team. I did the random roll that's in the updated in the updated volume 2 rule book that you can roll 1 through 10. It tells you which teams to pick, you know. So I rolled like a 4, so that's how I got my team members out there. And went through. The enemy is alerted, so I'm not going to put any weighting or anything else. They're all alerted. They're all bold, so even the tank crews I put bold on. And then my morale level's normal. The enemy's prepared, so that means they're going to get orders. They already have orders anyway. That's what we did. Friendly characters may set up in any hex in column 16 to 24, but no more than 2 characters per column. So this is a pretty big map, so we'll have to work around this. But this is 16 here, and then we go over to 24 is right here, running up through here. Okay, so we have everybody set up, and we're going to the Germans. I set them up. I did my random draw. Of course, we don't know what they are. And then over here, the 2 tank cards. This is tank A, tank B up here. So we have everything set. All my string and a lot of the counters and stuff we'll be using. So I'll try to maneuver us around a little bit. As you can see up here towards the top of the board, I've got Able team up here. I have Baker team here, and Baker team has the bazooka. And then we have Charlie team right here, and they have the 30 cal machine gun. And then 2 more across the road right here in the depression and in the rock pile. So, oops, I made a mistake there. I got to move. Charlie can't be in that row because that's 3 guys in there. I got to move somebody. I'll move Taylor back 1, and that puts him in line there. Okay, so up at the top I had to move Taylor back 1 so that I only have 2 soldiers in each column. So it forces you to kind of spread out. Maybe you don't get exactly where you want to be. The other thing is you don't see any orders on any of the Allied troops because they get no orders on turn 1, and when I get to turn 2 they cannot have any move orders. So this is the battle. This is starting the Battle of the Bulge, and they can't. They're going to get caught by surprise. There is snow for this, so no sprint moves can be used by anybody, and all spotting, because everybody's in winter camouflage, the Germans and the US. So based on that, nobody gets to use the or everybody's got the winter camouflage, so when we roll, everybody's a -1 to the spotting no matter where they're at. Okay, so it makes it a little harder. You're gonna have to get a little closer. There's snow, probably blowing snow and everything else. I have my action decks and everything set up over here. My dice tower is way over there. I probably won't flip you over to there all the time to see that. But I have shuffled already. I do need to draw my first two cards that I can put in my hand. And I get friendly, good shot, play to re-roll any one weapon skill roll. Unfortunately, I would like to have that a little later. And all friendly characters who are cautious or shaken may only be given hide orders. That's a good one to play this turn. And I believe that's the one I'm going to start with. It gives me my initiative numbers there. I do have to draw initiative cards for all these guys plus the tanks. So we'll do that here in just a second, and then we'll be ready to kick off turn one, it looks like. A couple other things here, just so you see here on the tank card. Zoom in a little bit, give you a little better shot. Closed hatches, and an open on the commander. Over here, he's open. And then I really wasn't sure where to put it, so I am loaded. The scenario starts off with the tanks loaded with high explosive round, so I put it here on the high explosive, showing that he's loaded. And then if he loads the armor piercing, I can put it in over here. So, but for this mission, because there aren't any, because I don't have any tanks in this one, there won't be any reason for them to go to armor piercing. Okay. All right, so let's, I got to draw an initiative card for each one of the tanks. I got to get their marker out. I forgot to do that. And then we have to draw the initiative for the Germans. We'll draw the order that they're here, so it would be white, red, blue, and then yellow. And that's the order we'll take their initiative. So let me get the two tank markers out, and then we'll be ready to start. And I'll back this up a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we do is initiative. So we have these markers, they say combat on one side, and then this is for Panzer 4HA, and I have one for B. So we'll draw A's initiative card. I'm just going to set it here on the map till I get everything set. His initiative is a 69. We'll put his marker on top of that one. And this one's initiative is 45. And we'll put his marker there. Now we're going to draw white. His is 47. And then we'll draw red. His is 43. And we'll draw blue. His is 97. And finally we draw yellow. His is 81. Okay. All right. So I'll arrange everything, put everything on the board, and then we'll be ready to get started. Alrighty then. So here's our, oops, a little too far. We start with Baker, red, Panzer B, white, Panzer A, Able, yellow, Charlie, and blue. And of course, I can't, I don't have any orders. The only thing I could do is spot. But with all the trees and the hill and everything else, I can't see anything. These guys are blocked with terrain right now, so they're not going to see anything. So, nothing for Baker to do, so we go to red. I'll move the camera over. Sorry about the jostling of the camera a little bit, but I want to get you where at least you can. One of the mistakes I made the last time I played this, I didn't do a very good job of my camera work. Okay, so red. Oh, I should have shown you over here. The other thing we did is our wind marker right there. So you can see direction 1. Oops, my hand's too big when I'm zoomed in this far. Direction 1 is north on the board, and the wind is blowing direction 3. Okay. All right, here we go. So we'll start right here with our first red. He has an order of evade 6-5, so he evades to this first hex. And he has an evade 5, so he comes down this direction. And the other red is way down here. He has a sneak, so he does no movement. Okay, next is Panzer B. This is Panzer B. Okay, so here we go. Our first order on Panzer B. His order, if I can get you zoomed in enough to see that. Sorry, a little shaky. His order is 6-5, and it's a crawl. So crawl is the slowest forward movement there is. You can see it's 1 per impulse. Okay, so he's pointing. He started in direction 5, and his first turn is direction 6. So with the vehicles, he gets a free turn movement on his each impulse, so he can turn. So his first move needs to be direction 6, and he's pointing direction 5. So he gets a free turn, and he moves direction 6. And that's where he stops. Okay. Next we have white. He has an evade 6. Back this out a little bit. He has evade 6. He moves up. And then that's the only white one on the board. We then go Panzer A. Panzer A is right here. And he has an order. His order is 5-6. And of course the scenario had us start him in pointing direction 6. So he's going to do his free turn and move in direction 5. Okay, that's Panzer A. And still with all the trees, he can't see anybody yet. Alright, now we have Abel, which can't do anything, can't see anybody. And we have yellow. Okay, well, yellow is all right down here. We have evade 6, so he moves first. He has evade 5-6. He moves down right here, and evade 6-5. He moves up. Okay, that's it for yellow. Charlie, nothing to do, and blue goes sneak 5, so he's not going to move. Okay, and that's it for impulse 1. So we move our impulse marker to 2. I know what I should have done. Okay, let's pause right here. I couldn't give him, oh no, turn 1. Yeah, nothing. I'm right. Whew, almost thought I messed up, but I didn't. We're good. Okay, Baker's first. Baker is right here in the middle of the board. This is Baker right here. They can't move on, don't have any orders, so they're still just sitting tight. He still can't spot anybody with all the tree lines there. Okay, so we go red. And now this red right here has on impulse 2 his evade 6. Now he does evade 5, so he moves down this direction. And we have evade 5, which brings us down this direction. And we have sneak 5. I'm going to place him under the yellow one, being yellow is going to move here in a little bit. Okay, so that's it for red. Now we go Panzer B. Now Panzer B has a crawl 6-5, so he needs to move in direction 5 this time. So he does his free turn and moves 1. Still, nobody can see anybody yet. Okay, then we go white. White is up here at the top, and he has evade 6. Now we're going to have to watch this guy because he's going to start coming out in the open, but these trees are going to still block me from being able to see in there from center to center. So I don't think we're going to run into anything there. That was white. Now we go Panzer A. Panzer A on this move he is a 5-6 order, so he needs to do his turn, and he moves up 1 to there. We go to Able. Able is up here. They still can't spot anybody. Now we're back to yellow. So yellow is down here. He has evade 6-5, so he's a 5 this time. And then we have evade 5-6, so he moves up. We have evade 6-5, he comes down. That's it for yellow. Charlie, which I'm looking at right here. Charlie still can't spot anybody. It's just not going to be easy to spot anybody yet, way back here with all these woods. And then we go blue, and blue has a sneak 5, so he's going to move 1 direction this way. Okay, and I'll move my impulse marker to impulse 3. We'll go back to Baker. Baker still, looking at Baker over here. Baker still doesn't see anybody. Nothing to do. Okay, and we go red. So here we had 6-5, so this time he goes direction 6. Here he has evade 5, so he's moving this way. And down here is a sneak, so he's not moving anywhere. Okay, Panzer B, his movement is 6-5, this turns 6, so he turns his free turn and he moves 6. Okay. We then go white. He has evade 6. Oh, he's starting to move out here now. Then we have Abel, who still can't see anybody. If he would get far enough out, I might get a chance to look at him with Private O'Connell, but right now, nothing. Okay, that's it for white. Now we go Panzer A. Panzer A is a 5-6, so he's going to go direction 5. So he turns and he moves 1. So he's right there. Oh, and that brings us to Abel, which still isn't going to do anything. And now we go yellow. So yellow, this is 6-5. He goes 6 this time. He moves there. He's doing 5-6, he goes 5 this time, he goes there, and he's doing 6-5, so he goes 6, he moves up. Okay, that's it for yellow. Charlie, now we'll have to watch this one, but he still can't see through here yet, and he's in that depression, which helps hide him. Okay, and then we go blue. Blue is on a sneak order, so he does nothing. All right. That's going to bring us to impulse 4. We start with Baker. Baker still can't see anything. There's nobody to spot. So we go red. He's doing evade 6-5, so he goes 5 for the 4th impulse. He's doing evade 5, so he's still coming down this way. And we have our sneak 5 right here, so he sneaks down 1. Okay, that's it for red. Panzer B, this time he's doing 6-5, so he rotates and he drives forward 1. And we go to white, and he does evade 6 right there. And then we go to Panzer A, and his movement order is 5-6, so he rotates, turns, and moves 1. Right there. Okay. Then we have Abel. Abel still can't see. We're getting close to seeing somebody, but not yet. All right. We go yellow. So down here with yellow, we have 6-5. So he goes 5 this time. He goes 5-6. He moves up. He goes 6-5. He comes down. Okay. Charlie cannot see. Still cannot see. Can't see through the woods. So nothing there. All right. And then we have blue. Oh my goodness. Look at all this time I had a blue way up here that I forgot to move. He's been on evade 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where he's at. I don't know how I missed him. It stuck out though when I looked up there. And this guy's a sneak 5. So he's there at the edge of the board. All right. Okay. That is the end of turn 1. So everybody's moved and nobody sees anybody yet. But we're starting to get close. But see this? I'll show you this up here. If I can zoom in really close. Pretty close. This trees crosses that spline, which blocks the view from him to him and him to him. He can't see through there. So that train, those woods actually block that. So it does create a problem. So I can't see out, he can't see in. So we don't know that we don't see each other yet. Line of sight's blocked. Okay. And that's because, you know, it's in the hex in front of this one. Right here. If it wasn't there, if that didn't hit that spline, you could see in and out of that hex. But because it does, it's got us all blocked up there. Okay, let's back this up. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull all the orders off of these guys and get ready. I got to issue orders to the Allied troops, and I got to go through and issue new orders for the Germans. See, I played this card, so it's done now on the Americans. So I'm going to have one card here. I can issue orders, I just cannot issue any move orders, so nobody can move. All right, so I'll get all that reset, get everything drawn, show you what we got, and then we'll come back and we'll go for the turn 2. Hey, one thing I forgot. I got to fix it right now before we mess up the board any farther. I was supposed to do an artillery barrage at the start of the game. So I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to place it's 105s. I'm going to place them, scatter them, and then we got to do 6 of them. So I'll get 6 105 markers out. We'll roll the 6, see where they're going to be, and then I'll do my scatter rolls with them, and we'll see where it places them. And if it affects anybody, then we'll settle that. But it's going to start laying smoke on the battlefield too. Okay, so let me do that and I'll show you what we get from that. Sorry about that, I forgot all about that. Okay, so 6 105 shells landed up here, 2 in this hex. They all 4 of these were for this one. I rolled a 0 4 times. Is that crazy or what? And they scattered. 2 here, 1 up there, and 1 over here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to roll to see. That's my bazooka team, and see if they get hit. Then I had 1 way down here. Now, I also already rolled for craters, which 1, 2, 3, 4 of the shells created craters. And I also have to check for fire, but the only one that has trees in it is this one. So we roll a die. And we're using this fire kindling. Trees are a 2, so it has to be a 2 or less. So I roll, and it is a 6. So no fire, so I don't have to worry about fire. And at the end of the turn, which I had, there would be smoke markers also placed here. So I'm going to place smoke, but I got to resolve my near miss up here. Smoke, 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 and 2 smokes here. We'll go ahead and put them on. Now I got to roll here. So I go over here to the volume 1 sheet, table has the 105 US or German howitzer. So damage. So what we're doing now is we're rolling for damage and then frag. So the damage, use the second number because it's the adjacent hex. Okay. So just so I show this, make sure I show you this right. Damage specifies the number of attacks made by the artillery against each occupant of the hex. Frag is the die roll equal to or less than the frag number is a hit. Okay, so we're going to use 2 dice, and a 3 or less is the hit. So let's see, artillery, let's use red dice. Oops, I don't want one with the airplane on it. That one's got an airplane. Come on. Here we go. Okay, 2 dice, 2 red dice. See if I can get you up there. You can watch the, see if you can see what happens here, maybe or maybe not. Okay, here comes the first one. 2 dice, 3 or less. They'll cause a hit against each occupant I have to roll. So we'll roll here. I got a 9 and a 7. So he missed the loader. Now for the bazooka itself. Uh-oh, 2 and a 3. 2 hits. That's bad. So I got to pull my hit card. It's a light wound and a bad wound. Oh, brother. He's a 5. That's bad. So that's a light wound and a bad. So first he would take the light wound, and he has to do a morale check for that. Okay. So light wound, his morale check for that gunner. I put a good guy up there. Just, man, I wish this hadn't happened. Why does it always happen? Okay, I need a 5 or higher. I got a 7. He passed it, but on a wound check, his morale drops by 1. So he now goes to cautious. So he's cautious. Now he gets the bad wound. The bad wound makes him -3, 4, -5. He's got to get a 0 or a 1, a 2. And I think I did that backwards just a second ago on my morale check. Let me see. On a wound check, he needed a 5 and I rolled a 7. It's not higher, it's lower. So his wound check, he failed. He should have dropped 2 morale levels. So instead of cautious, oops, he went to shaken. And he needed a 0 and he rolled a 2, so he failed again. And that means that he's going to be routed. So he's going to go from shaken to routed. So that's not good. So he's got a bad wound and a light wound and a rout, and he's still sitting there, and we still have another round of artillery to hit. So we'll start with the loader again. 2 dice. Oh, drop that one. We have a 3 and a 5. So that's 1 on my loader this time. Put these away. He gets close call. Okay, so I have to do a morale check on him. He is a 3. So he needs a 0 to 3. And he gets a 7. He failed it. He drops 1 morale level. So he's going to go to cautious. Okay. That's the end of what he's going to get inflicted. Now we got to roll again for Baker. And he gets a 0 and a 5. So he takes another hit. This one is another light wound. And he's already got 4. That's going to make 5 wounds on him, and he's already routed. So he's basically out of the game probably. I might be able to patch him up, but that's pretty bad. He's going to drop his bazooka. I'm going to leave it there with this guy. And the next move that he can move, he's going to move. He can try to rally next turn, but it's going to be rough to do that, I think. Okay, so you can see that hit my bazooka team of all the luck, right? Of all the timing, all the luck. That was not the time I needed that. All right. Okay, so I'm caught back up now. Now I got to go through and place orders for my team. The thing they cannot have, they do not get to have any move orders. Okay. Okay, so I screwed that all up. So I fixed it. Here's the good news. It didn't get by me, so I fixed it. But on the artillery strike, you still apply orders and terrain. And because I have no orders, and I'm in woods, it was a -1 to the hit. So instead of a hit of 3, it was a hit of 2. So I went through, I took all the cards back and put them back in order. And I used the same die rolls I had, except for one, because one of them I didn't do at the end. And I'll show you that one. So what it ended up being is, the bazooka Baker, not Baker, Private Moore, who had the bazooka, ended up with a light wound. But because he failed his morale check, he lost 2 levels. And then on the second one, he got the close call, or the morale check, which he passed. Oh, and because of that, it would not have changed. It was not a wound morale check. It was a regular morale check. So he passed it, which was no effect. So he's shaken, and he still has his bazooka with him. So I'll put the bazooka on the bottom. That's him. And then the loader ended up with the bad wound, of which he failed his morale check, and he's shaken. So both these guys are shaken, but at least they didn't rout. And all the smoke is laid and all that stuff. Okay, so I fixed that. Thank goodness. Okay, I didn't want to mess that up. And I just realized that, hey, I forgot to do the terrain for those guys. So it did help them. Now I got to get a medic over there to, as soon as I can get one moving, to get over there and help them guys. So we'll do that. We'll probably have to pull them back off the line too and get them patched up before the tank comes. Maybe may have to hand that bazooka off to somebody else. We'll see. The bazooka itself's not bad. If I can get I got to get his morale back too, his rally. So that's what I'm doing now. They can't move. I got to finish setting my orders, but I got it caught up now. Sorry for the confusion, but I wanted to make sure I caught it during the gameplay, not afterwards, right? I hate when I do that and then I miss it. Okay, so we'll be back here in a minute. Okay, so I've done all my orders. For the armor vehicles, we draw a card for each vehicle. So I drew a 35 and a 53 for the B vehicle. And those numbers are their initiative and their order number for their crew. So then we go to the vehicle orders matrix and we look for no target buttoned up. That's where we're at right now. And then it tells me, based on that number, what to do. Okay? So it tells me if I need to button up, if I was no target open, like the commander, target tank A, he buttoned up. So he got down in his tank. Okay. And so forth for the loader, the gunners, the co-driver, and then you also have the driver. So it tells you what you need to do based on what your numbers are. Okay. And then we, so I did that. And then, of course, my orders were all set. And then the German orders, they're all set here for everybody. And then our initiative track is ready to go for turn number 2. Turn number 2, I still cannot move, so I can only give non-movement orders to my troops. It goes red, Able, Charlie, Panzer A, yellow, Panzer B, blue, Baker, and white. Okay, so that's the order that we're going to be doing our things in here. All right, so I'll check one thing and then let's get started. Okay, so I had to do a couple more corrections. So when you use this chart for your vehicle orders matrix, there is a morale modifier. So depending on what your crew member's morale is, it modifies what the card number is that he draws. So we don't use the 2 that we drew for initiative. Those were for initiative. Then we draw for each one of the positions, and they go in an order of commander, then the driver, then we go back to the gunner, the loader, and then the co-driver. So we do that, we sign all their orders. So I've done that, and we're all set now. And interestingly enough, the not too much changed. Okay, so I think we're ready now to start again. Our friendly card here is play to re-roll any one weapon skill roll. Unfortunately, I had to use it this turn because I didn't have any other cards. I couldn't issue any planning orders last turn. So we're on turn 2. This is Impulse 1, and we start with red. All right, so red's up here. So here we go. Let's see if we can do this without buggering it up this time. He's got a run and gun 5-6. So 5 is this direction. So he runs, and looking, he can't see anybody this way. And this smoke is going to start affecting the battlefield also, but so far nothing. Okay. Next one is run and gun 6. So he steps out. I'm looking through here. I don't think I used my string to check for line of sights because it's really easy to use that way. And let's see, from here to here, center to center, it looks like the long grass gets in the way. And I gotta check, I think long grass blocks line of sight. Let's take a quick gander at that and make sure. Let me see, long grass, where you at? It's a size 1/2 obstacle and blocks line of sight if either of the 2 characters involved have sneak, rally, or reload orders. Well, he doesn't. Well, no, he doesn't. They have an aimed fire order. Nope. So it does not block line of sight. So he could actually spot this guy right here. So he's, in fact, there's 2 guys there, so he's going to try twice. He is a 4, and the range here, this range is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we are aimed fire in the trees. Okay, so on a 12, that's a -1, so he's 0 to 3, and we have aimed fire in the trees. It's -2, so it's -3. So basically he has to roll a 1, a 0 or a 1 to a spot. He got a 3 and a 6, so he does not see him. Okay, I'll get a chance to spot him though also. All right, and the last red is an aimed fire, and of course he has no targets, nothing spotted. All right, next up is Able. So Able is up here. And we have aimed fire, but he can't see him, like I talked about that tree's blocking right there. He has a planned, he doesn't do anything. Aimed fire, he doesn't see anybody. Aimed fire, he doesn't see anybody. So Abel does nothing. We go to Charlie. Okay, he has a hide. He doesn't see anything. These two guys can roll to see if they can spot him. Okay, he's a 5. Well, he would have been aimed fire too. Down here, he's the machine gun assistant. So he's a 4 and he's a 5. And for that, he is a run and gun in the open. So we know it's -1 for distance. And run and gun in the open is +2, so that's a +1. Okay, so I need I'm going to roll 2 dice, save me a little time. Doesn't matter who spots him. I need a 5 and a 6. I got a 7 and a 4. We spotted him. Okay, so we spotted him. Let's see what we got here. So we get to spot him, and it is a soldier. Okay, Soldat Haas. Okay, so we know who that is now, and we can fire at him. All right. This Charlie, he can't see anybody yet. This Charlie's planning. He's looking, but he can't see anybody, so nothing there. Okay, so nothing's happening down here. Okay, that's it for Charlie. Panzer A, he's here. He's not moving. He's doing spotting. He can't see anybody. So nothing's happening with Panzer A. So we go to yellow. All my yellows are down here. He has aimed fire. He hasn't got anything to fire at. He is run and gun 4, 5. So 4, he moves down. He has an aimed fire. Okay, that's it for yellow. He can't see because of those trees right there. Those trees are blocking him. All right. And I'm hiding down there in a depression, so I would be hit from line of sight. So I got lots of things protecting that guy this turn till I can get him moving back. All right, Panzer B. All right, now he's doing something up here. So Panzer B has a fast movement, direction 5. So direction 5 is this way. So here's what happens. He's already pointed that way. He moves 1. Because he's in the trees, I gotta look again real quick, but I do believe that when he moves into the trees, he automatically goes back to a crawl, same direction. So let me check that. Okay, so I was right on an AFV or half track that enters a tree hex immediately switches its current move order for a crawl order in the same directions. It will move no further that impulse. So it was only a one space move anyway, but now he switches to a crawl order. So because he entered another hex with trees on it. So I replaced his order up here on his card with a crawl 5. He had a fast 5. Now he goes to crawl 5. Okay, so he'll finish his moves that way. So that was B. Now we go blue. He has a run and gun 4, so he runs down to there. Of course, he doesn't see anybody. And the other blue is way down here. He's got a hide order. He can't. He's not moving. Okay. We go Baker. We got 2 hides and an aimed fire, but he can't see anybody, so we don't have to do that. And we go to white. He has an aimed fire, but he can't spot anybody. And that's the only white. Okay, so now we'll move up to impulse 2. And we start with red. And because he doesn't have a target or anybody to fire at, he does a move. So he had run and gun, he went 5, now he goes 6. So he's moved up to there. This guy, he hasn't spotted anybody, or no, he he did attempt to spot, but he didn't see him. So he can't fire. So he's going to run and gun again. So he goes to 6. Oops, 6. Right here. Now, that may just take him out of danger there because that put him behind those trees now. Yeah. 2411 now blocks us. So we spotted him, but he got behind the trees. Now we can't see him again. Okay, and he can't see anybody either. Okay, and then the other red way down here is an aimed fire. He's not doing anything. We go Able, and Abel's still in the same predicament up here. He's planning. He has an aimed fire, but he can't see anybody. And aimed fire, he doesn't see anybody. Okay, we go Charlie. So unfortunately, the machine gun didn't get to squeeze off a burst. Can they see the tank? Oh, I forgot to check that. That tank, no, the trees block it. Woo! So he can't see me either yet. Oh boy, that tank's coming on though. This is going to get sketchy. And aimed fire here, nothing. Aimed fire down here, nothing. So Charlie doesn't have anything. We go to Panzer A. He's not moving. He can't spot anybody. We go to yellow, and yellow's down here. He has an aimed fire. He has a run and gun 4 and 5. He doesn't see anybody, so 5 this time is here. And he has an aimed fire, doesn't see anybody. Okay. We go Panzer B. Panzer B is going to move. He's crawling. Now I got to see if he can spot. He goes from here to here, center to center, and 2510 is still blocking it. So I can't spot. He can't spot me yet, but the next move he will. All right, blue. He has a run and gun 4. He doesn't see anybody, does he? To make sure on this guy too. You know what? He could have spotted last time. I'm not going to cheat him out of that. I kind of should do it both ways. Although I let both my, well no, they can both spot everybody. So I'm going to let him spot here, and then I'm going to see if I spot him. So let's see what he does. He's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We know it's -1, and he's in the trees. -2, so it's -3. He has to have a 0 to 1 to spot me. He got a 9. He did not. Let's see if I spotted him. And I had a 4 and an 8, and I do with the 4. The 4 spotted him. So let's see who this is. And it is sold at Elo or Barlow. Elo, I think. And so I did spot him. So quite honestly, I could have fired at him on with this machine gun. I want to check that. I got to check that machine gun now. See what the range is on that. So I'm kind of in a quandary what I did there. I'm not going to, I'm going to give them the spot, but I'm not going to give them the fire because I probably should have done that. Actually, no, I did it in the right order because they moved. When it became their turn, they spotted him. They can't fire him because they would fire first and then spot. So they spotted him. So now we know he's there but can't fire. Okay. So we're at blue, and it is run and gun 4, so he's going to move. So they're getting out of the line of fire by all this movement they're doing. Says he hasn't spotted anybody yet. He can't fire, and the other blue is a hide. Okay, we go to Baker. They have aimed fire, and they have hide, and his aimed fire, he doesn't have anybody he can fire at yet. Okay, and we go white. He has an aimed fire at the top. We know he can't do anything, so that's the end of Impulse 2. Now we go to Impulse 3. Go back to the red team. Again, he has run and gun 5, 6, so he doesn't have anybody he can see. He runs to 5. and he still can't spot anybody. He is running gun 6, so he's going to run 6, puts him in the tall grass. And he can spot there. I wonder if I moved him wrong last time. Well, we're going to leave him. He's going to spot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 0 modifier for the spotting. And he is a 4. And they are aimed fire in the trees, which is -2. So it's 0 to 2. He's going to try to spot these guys. There's 2 of them there, so he gets 2 rolls. That's on the. He gets a 4. Nope. Now for the next one, a 2. Yes. So he spotted the floater. So he's now been spotted. So he actually has a target now that he can fire at, right there. Okay. I'm going to get a shot at him. But yeah, because when that tank gets there, he'll be able to see me too. Okay, that was red. This guy has an aimed fire. All right, now we go Abel. Abel still doesn't see anybody. We go Charlie. All right, he can't see. He's doing aimed fire. He's already spotted him. He can't see him. That tree's blocking. He has a plan, and down here at the bottom, we still don't see anybody. We'll double check it. But in that, being down in there like he is, nope, trees are blocking, so we still can't see. Okay, that's it for Charlie. Panzer A is not moving. Okay, we go yellow. We have aimed fire. He doesn't have anything. We have a running gun 4 and 5. He can't see him, so he's going to run and gun down. And he is aimed fire, nothing. Okay. Panzer B is going to move. I'm going to put him here. Okay. He's going to roll. Panzer B. He's got guys spotting. So now we're going to get to see how to do this with the tank. Because he can see now. I already checked that for the machine gunner. But he can see now to the machine gun team with the tank. All right. Let's see. What are they going to do? He is, I got to see how to spot now. Now that I got it, I got to see how to do it. Okay, so we're going to attempt to spot. The commander can attempt to spot these 2 guys. Or target one of them, but he's going to attempt to spot the other one. He has, that's his command, so he is a 5. He gets a +1 because he has a spot order. And because he has an open hatch, there's no modifier. So he's +1. I'm checking my spotting chart for everything too to make sure. Let's see, we're aimed fire in trees, -2. Okay, so that's -1. And he is a 5, so he's a 0 to 4 to spot the other machine gunner. And he got a 2, he spotted them. Okay, so there is a marker to put on these guys now. So hang on just a minute. Okay, so we put the target B commander, he spotted these guys. And now the machine gun can rapid fire at the target there. In fact, I should flip this over here because he's been spotted now. So we have 2 targets there in the hex. And we need to roll to see which one he's going to fire at. So we'll say 1 to 5 is the machine gunner, 6 to 10 is the assistant. It's a 9. He's firing at the assistant. Okay. So he is rapid fire. He doesn't have an assistant. So up here. He has rapid fire. He is a 4. -3 because he doesn't have an assistant on here. So that makes it 0 to 1. And they're in the trees and everything. So that's going to make it, he's going to have to roll a 0 to hit. Okay, so we roll. And it is a 3. So he missed. Okay. Oh, sorry. I bumped my camera and it fell again. I do that every once in a while. Alright. So that's a miss. So that's it for that tank. He has nobody else anybody can spot with. So the I guess I should roll to see if oh, because my main gun could fire too. Oh. Ooh, main gun can fire. High explosive or soft targets? Yeah, he can fire. Okay, let me check this out. Okay, a couple things. We got. Told you I'm learning this. Same as trying to make sure we do this right. So I'm looking at one of the things all these guys that can spot need to spot here. So he spotted that guy up there that the tank commander did, which gives him into the same hex. So now the question is, does anybody else see them? The gunner, any of these guys, right? So they all have to spot too before we can do any firing. So the machine gunner, the co-driver, he has to spot. So the loader can spot, the gunner can spot, and these guys can all do their spotting over here. Okay, so before we do any firing, so I get back to my spot orders. Let me find it again here. Sorry about this. Oops, hang on just a second. Okay, so I'm down here in spotting modifiers, and crew member has a closed hatch -2, but if another crew member already has a target marker in or adjacent to the character, then that penalty is negated completely. So he already has one, so the closed hatch is not going to create a penalty, and he has a, let's see, so we're going to go with the gunner next. He's trying to spot these guys. He is a 6 on his TQ, but he does not have a spot order. So he needs a 6 or less to spot for the gunner. And he gets a 3. Okay. So the 3 gives him the spot. So hang on just a second. Okay, so the gunner's also spotted there. And now the co-driver is going to try to spot. He is a 4. And so we roll. And it's a 9. He does not spot. So he still does not know that they're there. Okay, so the machine, he's not going to fire his machine gun because he doesn't know they're there. Alright, he's set now. He can see him. The commander sees him. So now we got that taken care of on Panzer B. Alright. Cool. Alright, so we got some stuff going on here. That machine gun team's been spotted. They're gonna have to make a move probably. Yeah, and my bazooka being damaged hurt me a lot. Hurt me a lot. Okay, blue team. Over here, he's running gun 4, but I think, can he see them? No, because he moved last time. So he's going to continue to run. And the other one's a hide. And we go to Baker. and Baker can't do anything. All right. Okay. Whew. Wild. This is wild. We're going to, and White. White has an aimed fire, so he does nothing. Okay, we go to Impulse 4. Okay, Impulse 4, we start with the red team. Up here, he is a run and gun 5-6, so this time he goes 6, so he's there. He still doesn't see anybody, he can't spot anybody being in the woods. This is a run and gun 6, but he can fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has a KR-98. So that's a 0 modifier. They are aimed fire. Let's see, he's going to pick 1 to 5 is the machine gunner. Come here. Yep. It's a 9. He's firing at the assistant. Okay. So he's firing at the assistant. They are aimed fire in the trees. That's -2. -2 because he's running gunning. -4. So he has to have a 0. It's a 1. Whew, that was close. He zipped one by our head. Okay, that's it for red. The other one's an aimed fire. Now we go Abel. Abel can't see anything yet. Can't see anything. Still got a plan order. Charlie. So he's a hide. Now the machine gun can fire at the guy that's running gunning. All right, this is my 30 cal. He has rate of fire is 4, so I get 4 dice. And 8 to 20 is a 0 modifier. My weapon skill is 5, because you use your TQ modifier for this weapons. So it's a 5. 0 modifier. He's running gun in tall grass. Okay, let me see what that is. Running gun in the long grass is a 0, so it's 0. So I need 5 to hit. I get 4 dice. So I'll roll 3 whites and a red. All right, here we go. I get a 1, a 6, a 7, and a 2. So that is 2 hits. So we pull for the hits. The first one is a light wound. And the second one is a light wound. So he's going to take 2 light wounds. So what we do is we give him the first one right here. So his running gun. Get my tweezers out here. Comes off of there. Running gun 6. And he has a morale check. Now he's +1 because he was bold, but his wound makes him -1, so it's a 0 to 4 for this morale check. Okay, and he gets a 3. So we passed it, but it's a wound morale, so he drops 1 level, so that drops him to normal. So there's 1 wound. Now he gets a 2nd wound. Okay, so now he does 4, -1, -1. So he's -3, -2. So he's a 0 to 2 for this morale check. And it is a 7. So he failed that one. He drops 2 levels this time. So now he's got 2 wounds and he becomes shaken. So the machine gun caught him running across there. We put shaken on him, and he takes a duck back off of there. Okay. So he got hit. This Charlie has an aimed fire. He can't do anything. Nothing. Hide. Panzer A's not doing anything. We go yellow. Aimed fire. Let's see. Run and gun 4, 5. He goes. See. He went 4, 5, 4, 5. I think last time. Is that right? He came down. Well, he goes 5 this time. Okay. And aimed fire. Panzer B is going to move to here, and the main gunner can fire. So let's bring this over here. Let you get a look at this. We can look on this one. They're both the same. He has HE loaded. His range is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to be +1. And he is moving, which is going to have a modifier off of him. So let's see what happens here. He is, hang on, I know I'm trees and aim fire is -2, so he's +1, that's -1. But I believe there's a -2 because he's moving. I gotta find that, hang on. Okay, so I think I have this figured out. Firing at the infantry. So he's going to get, he doesn't have a direct firing order. He gets a -2 because the tank is crawling. And he gets +2 for leadership, for the commander's leadership, so there's 0. And then we take +1 for range, -2 because they're in the trees. So it's a -1. And so his hit number, the damage number, or the frag number is 4. He gets to roll 3 times, and he's going to need a 3 or less, is what it comes to. Player rolls a number of dice equal to the firing weapon's blast rating. Roll each die 1 at a time. Each die roll less than or equal to the frag rating modified by the train order on the target. The weapon scores a hit. If there are multiple characters, then select the first target at random. Each subsequent target determined randomly rolls 1 less blast die. Okay. Okay, so the first thing is we got to determine 1 to 5, it's the gunner. 6 to 10, it's a 6. So he's firing at the main target. The first target is the assistant gunner. Okay, so we roll 3 dice. Right here is what we're looking at. So we're going to roll 3 dice for damage. And the number to hit is 4, but it's -1 modifier, so it's a 3. So we're going to roll 3 times for the first guy. And I don't know why I need to roll them separate. I can roll 3 dice. And it's going to tell me how many hits if he gets hit. It's a 2, 2, and a 3. Oh my God! It must have hit him direct. So he's going to take, we're in trouble. The assistant gunner is going to take a hit. It's a close call, followed by a light wound, followed by a bad wound. Okay, this is this guy. All right. So the first thing he's got to do is a close call. So his morale is a 4. So he's going to roll, and he gets an 8. He failed it on a morale check, so he drops down to cautious, which is not going to help him as he goes forward. So that's the close call. Now he takes a light wound. And he's got to roll a morale check. So now he's going to be -1, -2. So 0 to 2, and he gets a 4. He failed that. So he went from cautious to shaken, and now he's routed. So they got him in deep trouble. And then he rolls for his other light wound. Oh no, bad wound, sorry. And he's going to be routed. Nothing's going to change. So that guy he took the brunt of it. And his aimed fire comes off. And he would become a duck back. I don't think it's going to matter right now. Now the gunner, he's going to take, where he took 3, the gunner only takes 2 of these hits. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and it's for 3 or less. And he gets, oh my God, a 2 and a 1. They hit that machine gun right in the middle. 2 hits. Light wound and a close call. So the first thing is the light wound. So the aimed fire comes off. Well, what did I do? I moved that guy. He was down here. This is this guy. His aimed fire comes off, and he gets a light wound. He's got to do a morale check, so he needs a 0 to 4 to pass the morale check. And he got a 1. He passed it. So only loses 1 level. So he goes to cautious. Okay. Now he has to do a close call. So he has to pass, but his morale is now -2. So he's going to be 0 to 3. And he got, a 9, which is really bad. Because a 9 on that morale is -2. So he's routed. So both those guys got routed when that tank struck them. All right, and that's where the target's aimed at. And the aimed fire comes off. All right. So the tank did his job. He hit the machine gun nest. Wow. Okay, now we go back. We go up here to blue. He doesn't have any body, so he run guns 4. The other guy's a hide. Baker doesn't have anybody that he can see yet. And you know what I haven't been doing on my spotting? It's supposed to be a -1. I'm not going to worry about it now because of the snow. And then white has an aimed fire. Okay. That is the end of turn 2. I have a couple things I have to do here at the end. I have 2 planning orders out here that I got to roll for. If I get a 6 or less up here at the top, that'll give me 3 cards. So he rolls and he gets a 4. So we take 3. 1, 2, 3. Set them aside. And now I do the same thing for down here. where I had this planning order, he needs a 6 or less, and he gets a 5, and he gets 1 card. All right, so that's going to give me 4 cards now that I'll get to use. Just got to make sure there's no event in there. There's not. Okay, so those cards are set aside. That takes care of my planning orders. And so the next thing I need to do now is clean up the board, get everything reset for turn 3, and then we'll be ready to go on turn number 3. All right, everybody. Thanks. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. This is those tanks, whew, they're deadly. And my bazooka team got hammered by the smoke, or by the 105s, and I got to add smoke. I don't want to forget that. So the smoke is drifting. So we got heavy smoke. Oops, and it's drifting in direction number 3. We'll put 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. We get another one in this hex, and we get 2 in this hex because there's 2 rounds landed over there. There we go. Okay, so that's everything. That's all my end of turn stuff that I needed to do. Okay, so the tanks have hurt me. The machine gun got 1 good shot off before he got nailed by the tank. And so now we got to see if we can get out of this mess. So we'll, like I said, hopefully if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like what we're doing, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And we'll be back for turn number 3, and I'll get everything set up for that. Okay, everybody, have a good one. Thanks.